I want to share with you 5 principles to get you to greater excellence. These are 5 principles to take you to another level. Number 1, ownership principle. The ownership principle says that if you work as if you owned the organization, automatically your performance will go to another level. Because the fact of the matter is, one of us, any one mistake can bring this organization down. Are you aware of that? Hello? You've heard of an account bringing an organization down. Haven't you ever heard of that? So it can. And also one account to another level. And I don't care what you are into, what your job is, whether you are an analyst or a salesperson. So the question then is, how do you make this happen? Number 1, work for the company's growth first. Focus on that. When the company grows, you also do what? You grow. Number 2, work with some positive, selfish interests. What do I mean? Have a reason why you are working, why you are in this job. My sister-in-law works with the United Nations, and she has 3 boys. Very cantankerous boys. Very energetic, but she loves them so dearly. So we are traveling, then she said, you know what? Me, I love my job where I work because I know what it does for my family. That's where I get fees. That's where I get medical insurance. I don't joke with my job. But when you're just going for a paycheck, you won't have as much energy. Hello? Are we together? But when you know I have to pay school fees, so you have to have reasons. And that's what's something I would want you to have today, to reflect on today. So I want you to think, what is the biggest reason why you should succeed at work? Just think about it at once. Just one. Either write it down or think about it for 10 seconds. Talking about ownership, recently I was at Orient Bank. I was withdrawing some money. And I asked for $200, and you know how the dollar these days is very valuable. So this lady says, of course I was going to change it to English, says, no, can I give you shillings? I said, no, your rates are low. You know, in the banks when you're selling them dollars, the rates are much lower than the Forex bureaus. So I said, no, your rates are low. I said, I can give you another 50 shillings. I said, no, that's not enough, I can get more. I said, please. I said, okay, let me consult my manager. She went to the manager. And then said, okay, they have given you another extra this. I said, no, that's not enough. Said, okay, let me go and consult again. But I could read it in her eyes, like she really, really wanted the dollars. So finally, I noticed the difference was about, I think, 30 to 50 shillings because of her commitment. I said, okay, fine, just give it to me. It's okay. But you see, her job description did not require her to be that persistent. But she knew the value of the dollar. And she felt like the bank was hers. It's like her job depended on her retaining my $200. That's the ownership mentality. But part of what kills us in Uganda is, never sent zigenda mu ba directors abo. Ofira bwerere. Some of us, you even see your colleagues working and you're like, ofirirani. Ufachi. Akamiro. Leta akamiro gwe. Banji baze mu IAA batulese. Bagenze nawo jagenda. Someone in finance says, please, but you're asking for this money. If the numbers are not adding up, the company, sentence is But you forget that if you delete the resources, then you won't have access to those bonuses you're chasing for. If IAA closes today, we all go. There was another company, unfortunately, which closed. What was it? It was in Kololo. I'm sure Phoebe, you know. Microcare. It closed like that. You know that? And I'm sure it's because some people were not owning up. You are making decisions like, you get what I'm talking about? You get the image I'm planting in your mind? Let's own up and know that we are in this together. The other principle is the principle of deservingness. This is a new principle I've been preaching, and I learned it recently. That you get what you deserve, not what you want. Hello? You get what you deserve, not what you want. All of us want to be rich, but most of us are not, because, again, that's what we deserve. Yes, I will explain. I would want to have as much resource as, for example, my friend Vitaturi. But he's earning what he's earning because that's what he deserves. Why? Because when you look at the impact that he's having in the region, it is much bigger than mine. Hello? Hello? Yeah. Are we together? Number two, he's worked much longer than I have. Therefore, he deserves that. Number three, he has many more people working for him than I have. Are you following? It's not just, in other words, the point I'm making is not just about you wanting, it is what you deserve. Hello? It's what you put in is what you get out. It's like the law of sowing and reaping again. So one of the other questions I have for you is, are you well-rounded? Do you know everything else? So when they ask you, like, me, that one I don't know. You see, for me, I am just an analyst. I am just into customer. I am just, what are the other titles? I am just in claims. I am just in database. When you say IAA, the people, when you say IAA, they're like, you're the people I've been looking for. So what might you tell me? Like, that one, generally it is technical, so let me call my manager. At that moment, you've lost points. But meanwhile, they are your colleagues. Learn from them. Do you have other skills beyond what you have now? Because as you grow in skills, then you will deserve more. That it is better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than an opportunity to come and it finds you unprepared. I'm sure there have been promotional opportunities. Are there some promotional opportunities sometimes with a bigger salary? But the question is, are you ready? They are paying us a little money. I don't understand these people. They don't value us. An opportunity comes and you are not ready. Because you got your degree 7 years ago, you think, Mwamala. Mubezi. That one I've not understood. Mubezi. Hey, you. My friend, that's not enough. Even if you have a beautiful smile, which I like, it is not enough. I'm assuring you. The key thing is add value daily to yourself and to the organization. You see, I always advise, if you add value to yourself and the organization, the rest will take care of itself. But learn. How many of us read at least a book every day? I'm not every day, sorry, every month. You finish a book. I'm not talking about a novel, a book to improve your skills. Please, if you're not, then the world is leaving you. How many of us feel that the clients today are much more sophisticated than how they were 5 years ago? They are well educated, they are more educated and more sophisticated. Therefore, you have to be more sophisticated. You might appear, they say, by the way, I heard that what is happening in Greece might happen in Uganda. What are your thoughts? Because it's people like you in this industry that are, like Greece, you mean in terms of soccer? Huh? Flavia, you're Flavia. Huh? So, I want to ask, just in case. You know what I mean? Okay. But you get what I'm talking about? So let's invest our time in growing ourselves, because the clients we are dealing with are so sophisticated. Yes or yes? They are. You are dealing with educated people. Sophisticated, who have access. So sometimes I tell people, oh, I have DVDs there, audios. Like, how much? I'm like, hey, 150,000. Oh, banange, mulibabi, what? Can you give us a discount? That's too much money. Uganda, but you look at what they are putting on, like this man here, Peter. You're like, that is hundreds of thousands of shillings. Hopefully. You see, that if we can pay attention to what is inside us, more than what is around us and outside of us, then we will grow much faster. We pay attention to our lipstick instead of what comes out of our lips. You pay attention to how we are dressed up instead of how we've packaged our presentations. And I'm saying let's invest in our minds. Because as you grow in skill, in ability, then the value becomes phenomenal. And then the world, you'll be able to connect with these high net worth individuals easily. Then you can access the money. But if you're still thinking at the level of Haina, Gataliko Mfufu, red paper, then you will be red in your bank account, I can tell you. No, at least I think that one, I understand it talks of sense. The principle of harvesting, that you sow first and harvest later. That one I've talked about. That's principle number 3. So how do you do that? Have a reason to work beyond money. I've talked about that. Then work to give management backing. That's what I meant by producing results. Say, so and so is asking for a higher salary. They will ask, why? Why should we give him or her a higher salary? But let me tell you something. This reasoning of, you see, the cost of living is high, does not hold water. Let's forget about that. The cost of living is high, so we are also spending higher in the office. We are paying more money for water. We are paying more money for data. We are paying more money for rent. We are paying more money for electricity. Are we together? So let's forget that, the cost of living. Instead, results. Hello? That's what counts. What counts is results, not cost of living. And you give management backing by producing results, definitely. The other principle is the principle of enabling relationships. That's the second last point. That your net worth is equivalent to your network. Network. You're in the business of networking. And even if you're a data analyst, please, network. Because one time the system will freeze and you don't know whom to talk to. And this fellow here won't help you. Because you can see even how he's typing. You can see he's still struggling with IT. He won't help you. But you're a good man. God loves you still. So all of us have to network. So the other question I have for you around the relationship, who are the people you hang out with? If you're hanging out with the poor people, guess what? They won't give you contacts. That if 9 friends of yours are poor, as Les Brown says, if 9 friends of yours are poor, then you're going to be number 10. If the people you have are those, you're always pulling out. No one is saying, how can I add value to you? You're in trouble. Because the question is, are you learning from them? Are you learning from them? Or are they learning from you? By the way, to get quality friends, become a quality friend first. Otherwise, they won't get close to you, by the way. What are the sort of conversations you have? You see, even at the workplace, have networks, have relationships, establish good relationships. Because these are people who say, hey, by the way, I heard this, especially as salespeople. You hear someone, by the way, some of us, you know, when you have an opportunity, some of us who are not in sales, you send them to certain individuals, isn't it? Those whom you have good relationships with. But some of us, you throw around because your commissions are bigger. So long you don't want to know anyone. And you're not establishing a relationship. But what are the conversations? You see, even conversations at the workplace, there are those who are into gossiping. Have you seen everything? Kamotoka kalake. Salary loan. You're there just gossiping around. Who's going who's doing what? You got rid of them, thank God. So all of you are clean. Principle of fairness. I always advise people that life is what? Is fair. Do your part. Thank you very much. Let's give a hand. Do your part. I always tell people that if you're the best, you're producing, you're doing the results, and this man is not smart enough to promote you, someone else will. Someone else will call you. That you do your best, God will do the rest. I can guarantee you that. Life is fair. And I always tell people that, look, even if you could be saying, so-and-so is working hard, what is there? And I always tell people, God's delays are not his denials. Just because the opportunity is delayed does not mean it has been denied. In law, they say that justice delayed is justice denied. But in business, we say results delayed does not mean they are denied. If you're good enough, you will get the rewards. And what I tell people is keep sowing the good seeds. That's your job. That's your job. The rest, the rain, the air, is for someone else. And I like the ultimate prayer. That God give me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can change, and the wisdom to know the difference. There are some policies, but there are people who want to force change that is not worth pursuing. It is hot, heat stresses me. It rains, rain stresses me. Why do you have to get stressed over rain and heat which you don't have control over? Don't become like this man who was attempting to boil an ocean. You like him? Me too. He wants to boil an ocean. There are those personalities. So focus on the things you can change. Some things you can change is your attitude. Things you can change is the knowledge. Things you can change is when the client bounces the door in your eyes, you choose to interpret, say, maybe he had a bad day. You don't take it. Is it because I'm a Musoka? Or is it because I'm a woman? Or what? It's not about it. It's just